How it's going on, everybody? It's me, the one that loves cartoons, and in today's video, well, I'm gonna be talking about cartoons. So in today's video, what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna review Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu Season 2, titled Rise of the Spinjitzu Master, or Legacy of the Green Ninja, or The Final Battle, or Rise of the Green Ninja. I really don't know the main title of the season. Well, I'm pretty sure it's not The Final Battle, because that was the title of the set waves for Season 2, because Season 2 was going to be the final Ninjago season. It was originally going to be the end. So yeah, I feel like Rise of the Spinjitzu Master is a much better title. So, what I'm going to do in this video is that I'm going to review each episode from the season briefly, and then I'm going to talk about the good stuff that I liked about the season, then the bad stuff, and then I'm gonna give this season a score out of 10. So let's review. So the season starts with episode 14 titled Darkness Shall Rise, and this episode is not a good season premiere. We get to see the ninjas cleaning the city from the damage that the Great Devourer caused in the season finale of season 1, and the ninja are powerless because Lord Garmadon stole their golden weapons in the previous episode. And they are homeless, so then they get a place to live in, and we get to see the golden weapons getting transformed into the mega weapon. So that was cool, but the episode didn't have much action. It was slow. I mean, we get to see the ninjas having jobs so they could buy a place to train Lloyd, and we get to see the snakes. Well, they didn't do much. So yeah, this episode is not a really good episode. It's not a good season premiere and not a good episode in general. But I liked seeing the mega weapon for the very first time. So we get to episode 15 titled Pirates vs. Ninja. And this episode is the very first filler episode from Ninjago. Not just from the season, but from the entire show. This episode doesn't move the plot at all. I mean, we get to see Garmadon creating pirates that die a long time ago. So, the Destiny Bounty was their ship, and Lloyd learned spinjitzu for the very first time. And we get to see Dareth for the very first time, and he became a fan character, and then he became a hated character in 2018. So, this episode didn't move the plot at all. It's not a good episode. I didn't like that much. I didn't like it that much. I know that some of you will say that it's not a filler episode because we get to see Lloyd doing spinjitzu for the very first time, and yeah, I kind of agree on that. But when you remember that they didn't show to us Nia, spoiler warnings, by the way. So like I said, they didn't show to us Nia doing spinjitzu for the very first time. So we didn't saw Nia learning spinjitzu for the very first time. That didn't matter in the show. I mean, seeing the characters learn spinjitzu for the very first time, it didn't matter to the show anymore. So that's why if you skip this episode, nothing would have changed. I mean, without this episode, we would have never had this episode in 2016, which was an important episode. But when you think about it, you guys know what I mean. So when you think about it, it didn't matter. So let's go to the next episode. So episode 16 is another filler episode, just like Pirates vs. Ninja. And this episode doesn't move the plot at all. Listen, I really liked seeing the ninjas fighting their clones, like their evil ninja selves. But other than that, it didn't do much. It only introduced to us Cole's love interest, which is Cake. So we go to episode 17, where we finally take a break from the filler episodes. So it's just like how the show took a break over the overarching story with 2 filler episodes, which are Pirates vs. Ninjas and Double Trouble. This episode finally continues some of the stuff that we saw in the season premiere. So Scales is free from jail because, by the way, he went to jail in the season premiere because he was trying to distract the ninjas so he could steal Lloyd, so Garmadon could let him lead the snakes. So back to this episode. So Garmadon wants to destroy Dareth's Mojo Dojo so the ninja won't be able to train Lloyd. So they went into a race and they won and they got their bounty back. So despite this episode is not a filler episode because it continues what happened in episode 14. Yeah, because this episode continued what episode 14 started. But it wasn't a good episode despite it's not filler. We didn't get that much from the episode. It didn't move the plot that much. I mean, we only get to see the ninjas having their bounty back, and we get to see Scales escaping prison. So yeah, and it's not like the ninjas needs Dareth's mojo dojo, because at the end they got their bounty back. So they only won the race, so Dareth could have his dojo back, and it's not like his dojo is an important place in Ninjago. So this episode is not a good episode. So we go to episode 18 titled A Child Game, which is another filler episode that doesn't move the plot. I know you're gonna say that it's not a filler episode because we get to see Lloyd becoming a teenager. I mean transforming into a teenager. But it is still a filler episode. Just trust me. Skip this episode and you won't miss a single thing. Just consider Lloyd becoming a teenager in episode 19 as a time skip, and it will make sense much better than it actually did in episode 18. So we go to episode 19. I feel like episode 18 is not that good. So we go to episode 19, which we get a time skip, or at least what you should put in your mind if you skip episode 18. Wrong Place, Wrong Time is a good episode. It's not a filler episode, so that is a good thing. So this is the only episode from the Mega Weapon arc that I really liked. I mean, we get to see Lord Garmadon go into the past to affect the future of Lloyd, and man, seeing those pilot movie scenes from this episode did put a smile on my face. Well, at the end of the episode, when the ninja destroyed the Mega Weapons, we got a lot of stuff that didn't make sense, such as Lloyd forgetting that Garmadon had the Mega Weapon. I mean, if the ninja did destroy the golden weapons, or at least throw the golden weapons into space, cause yeah, it was retconned in season 3. But like I said, if the ninja lost the golden weapons in that episode, wouldn't that mean that they never had them in the events of season 1? Cause Lloyd didn't remember the Mega Weapon. But that will still not make sense. Listen, I'm kinda lost because of what episode 19 did to us, but I will still like this episode. So we go to episode 20, titled The Stone Army. And man, here where the season starts to get better. This episode is like the season premiere of the final battle arc. This episode is like the season premiere of the final battle arc, cause the first half of season 2 we were dealing with the Mega Weapon arc. So this episode is really good. We get to see Garmadon wanting to go to the Dark Island, where he could finally rule Ninjago. So he went with the snakes, and after that snakes throw him in the middle of the ocean. So he gets to the island. And in this episode we got introduced to Misako, which is Lloyd's mom. So we get to see Lloyd's dynamic with his mother, because she left him when he was a kid, and we learned more about Ninjago's history. It's like the flashback that we had in the pilot movie when the first spinjitzu master created Ninjago, but in this flashback they give us more. So the Overlord exists, and the first spinjitzu master split Ninjago. So I really like that. And I really like that the Great Devourer is still moving the plot despite he is dead, because his venom unleashed a big stone army. And yeah, we get to see Lord Garmadon interact with the Overlord, so I really like this episode. It's really good. So we get to episode 21, titled The Day Ninjago Stood Still, which is a really good episode. So we get to see Scales leading the Serpentine after he get over Lord Garmadon, and he wants Ninjago to fall underground. So the ninja are saving the citizens from the earthquake that the Serpentine caused. So yeah, we saw the stone armies awakening because of the Devourer's venom, and I liked that everyone is in danger and that they must evacuate the city. I really like that. I really like that the ninja lost in this episode. And yeah, we get to see more about Misako and Sensei Wu's relationship, and that Misako thinks that she should have chose Wu. I really like that moment. So it's a really good episode. So we get to episode 22 titled The Last Voyage, and it's a Zane episode. So yeah, that is good. I mean, we need to take a break from Lloyd as the focus. So we learned that Zane's dad is alive. I'm not gonna say how he survived, just watch the episode. So yeah, so Zane reunited with his father, and the ninja freed him because he was locked on this lighthouse. And I like that we get to see the Skulkins and that flashback. So yeah, it's really good. It's a really good episode. Good developments for Zane, and yeah. So we get to episode 23 titled Island of Darkness, and this episode is really good. There are some funny moments, some good moments, and we get to see the elemental kimono suits. So the ZX suits had their time, but now it's time for these new suits. And Lloyd unlocked his golden dragon for the very first time. So yeah, a really good episode. So we go to episode 24 titled The Last Hope. So in this episode, Misako tells them that there is a way to stop the final battle, and it's to get Lord Garmadon's helmet and put it back on the countdown machine for the final battle. So Misako interacts with Garmadon in his evil form for the very first time. So Misako gets the helmet, the ninjas put it on the machine, but it was late. They took Nia and they lost. So a really good episode. So we get to episode 25, which is my favorite episode from this season. We get to see the ninjas mentioning some past moments that happened in the show, and that was really good. And I liked Corrupted Nia, that was cool. And we get to see Lord Garmadon's Garmatron finally ready to work and to launch. And I liked when the Overlord betrayed Lord Garmadon and he possessed his body and he became the minifigure that we never got. Or did we? I don't know. Maybe we did. We got it. Maybe we didn't. Maybe we have a minifigure that resemble it on our shelves, but we don't know if it is the one from this episode or not. So after that, Lloyd fought the Overlord. He lost because he was attracted because of losing his father. So the ninja lost and the others won. This is a really good episode and it's my favorite from this season. So we get to the season finale that was supposed to be the series finale, titled Rise of the Spinjitzu Master. So the ninja find a way to get home with the golden mech that was the golden mech. It was the first Spinjitzu Master's mech, and also because the Ultra Dragon came in to help, at least for the last time, cause no more Ultra Dragon after this episode. No more Ultra Dragon forever. So Lloyd unlocked his true potential, which is his golden powers, and he defeated the Overlord, not destroyed, defeat. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. So Lord Garmadon is good again, and he gets to see Lloyd's face for the very first time as a teenager, and not as a kid. Cause trust me, Lloyd never took his mask off. Lloyd never took his mask off when he was in front of Lord Garmadon, when he became a teenager, like the other four. So Kai gave a good speech about what the future holds, and man, trust me, the future holds a lot in this show. So this is how the season ends, or this is how the series was originally gonna end. So I really like this episode. It's a really good one. So let's talk about the good stuff. So, I really liked the use of the Mega Weapon despite it was used to create some filler episodes, such as Pirates vs. Ninja when he bringed pirates from the dead, or create those clone ninjas on Double Trouble, or when he resurrected that dinosaur from the dead in a Child's Play. But yeah, I still enjoyed some stuff about the Mega Weapon, and I really like the final battle arc. It's really good. It's well fast paced, and Lord Garmadon was pretty good in this season. I mean, he is the main villain of the season, and I really liked that we learned more about Ninjago's history and about the Overlord, and the Overlord was good. Well, at least in the last 2 episodes. He was kinda boring before he took control over Lord Garmadon, and yeah, he's a really good villain. And I really liked the final battle between Lloyd and the Overlord, and in his dragon form. That was amazing. And yeah, I really liked Dareth in this season. He is a good side character. And Misako is really good. I liked how her feelings are switched between Wu and Lord Garmadon. And yeah, at the end of the season she ended up with Garmadon. And yeah, I liked the location, such as the Temple of Light and the Dark Island as a whole. And Dr. Julian is a good character. I mean, season 2 is the final season that we get to see Zane's father before he passed away again for the second time. And I really like the Stone Armies. I really like that they were unstoppable in episode 21. And Scales was good. I really wished we get to see more of him as the leader of the Serpentines, because in the same episode when he became the king, they were trapped underground. So yeah, so let's talk about the ninjas. So Lloyd was good in this season. Season 2 is the very first season where we get to see Lloyd as the new main character of the show, cause back then Kai was the original main character of the series before he took a backseat. So yeah, Lloyd was good. I really liked that he doesn't want to face his father, and I liked the build up to his true potential. So yeah, and the 4 OG ninjas, they were good, but they didn't get that much. Well, Zane did get an episode, so he had some developments, but other than Zane, the other 3 they didn't get that much. Well, yeah, you could say that Kai had some developments, and I'm talking about the final moment of season 2 where he gave that speech, and you could say Wrong Place, Wrong Time is his episode. Wrong Place, Wrong Time. You can say that it's a Kai episode, because he was more worried than the others about Lord Garmadon changing the past. And we learned more that he became a ninja because the Skulkins stole his sister. And Kai even addressed it to the others. So I really liked that. But still, the 4 OG didn't get that much. The only developments that they had was when they were training Lloyd to show to us how far they've become. So yeah, Sensei Wu was good. I really liked his relationship with Misako, and that he still wished that she ended up with him. And they really give us some moments where Misako is in love with Wu despite she's married with Garmadon. So despite it's a kid show, they really focused on this subplot despite it's a kid show. And I really liked the elemental blades. They were really cool, and I liked that the Devourer's venom is still affecting the story of the season despite the Great Devourer is dead. He's still affecting the plot, cause his venom caused a lot of troubles. So let's talk about the bad stuff now. So the first half of the season, which is the Mega Weapon arc, it's not that good. The Mega Weapon arc is not that good. The first half of the season is not that good. I wished we got more with the Mega Weapon, but not in a filler way. And yeah, the first half is slow. Too slow. It's really slow. I mean, we didn't get to the main plot until episode 7 of this season. And we even have 3 filler episodes from the Mega Weapon arc. And from the season as a whole. They are episode 15, 16, and 18. They are all filler episodes. They are not good episodes and they don't move the plot. They are just filler. They only exist so the season could be longer with 13 episodes. I mean, we could have get more episodes in the final battle arc, but instead they were wasted and only exist to make the season longer. Even the non-filler episodes exist to make the season longer, because really the first half of season 2 only exists to make the season longer. Even the episodes that are not filler, because yeah, they don't do much. I mean, even the non-filler episodes, like episode 14, 17, and 19, they are from the Mega Weapon arc. They are not filler, but they don't do that much. Episode 19 is a good episode. So only 3 episodes that are not filler that exist in the Mega Weapon arc. I really wish that they crossed the Mega Weapon arc, the Mega Weapon storyline with the final battle storyline, instead of making them 2 separate seasons. Because I feel like the Mega Weapon arc only exists to set up an episode from season 3 and only one episode, which is Wrong Place, Wrong Time, that really did set up an episode from season 3. Wrong Place, Wrong Time did set up an episode for season 3. Well, despite it was originally not gonna set up that episode because season 2 was gonna be the OG ending. But yeah, I feel like that what only episode 19 did. I feel like that what the Mega Weapon arc really did. It only set up an episode from season 3, despite it was actually not gonna do that because season 2 is gonna be the final season. But yeah, and also I feel like that Lloyd was really overused, and what I mean about that is that the arc that he went through in the season is too much. Look, if this was the actual ending for this show, then I wouldn't have a problem with the arc that he went through. I don't have a problem with it. But since it's not the end of the show, then I have a problem. With it. And the problem with Lloyd in this season is that they tried to make him so much powerful. And what did that do? It made the 4 OG ninjas so much weak and useless. I didn't have a problem with it when Lloyd was younger, because he was still trained, became older, he felt too stronger. Well, yeah, the ninja were powerless in season 2 because back in that time their powers were related with their golden weapons. But still, Lloyd's powers in his arc are too much. They were too much. Like I said, it wouldn't be a problem if season 2 was the ending, because we need a big climax. But since it's not, it felt too much, especially when the Overlord was brought back in season 3. So the final battle felt overused, and I feel that it doesn't need to be called the final battle, because it's not, because the Overlord was back and we got plenty of Ninjago seasons after this. So they really overused the arc of the final battle, and since they tried everything to make season 2 the ending, I'm still wondering how the actual final battle of the show will be like. I really don't know, because they used everything in this season. They really used everything. They tried to make this season the final episode. The final season, the series finale. You see, but they used everything to make it the final season. So I feel like, so yeah, I really don't know now. The final battle arc was really overused, especially when now we have plenty of seasons after season 2. So I feel like this is all I have to say for the bad stuff. I don't know how we will look back at Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu if this season was the real ending, because it was the OG ending of this franchise and this show before getting revived with season 3. So I'm gonna give the season a 7.5 out of 10. So yeah, this season is good. It has some good stuff, but it also had some bad stuff, such as the Mega Weapon arc. And yeah, when I saw this season, I thought that it's gonna be the best thing to came out from Ninjago, but it's not. It's still a good season, don't get me wrong. Just listen, if the season was all about the final battle arc, the season could have been the best thing to came from Ninjago. But it was only the second half of the season. The first half really affected the season. And I'm talking about the Mega Weapon arc. So yeah, the Mega Weapon arc did affect the season in a bad way, but the final battle arc didn't disappoint. Didn't disappoint me. It is really good. So just a reminder, if you guys didn't saw my pilot movie review or my season 1 review, then please check them out. Give those videos a like and comment on those videos. I will read your comments. So tell me guys your thoughts on season 2. Is it a good season? Is it a bad season? Is it an okay season? Just tell me your thoughts down in the comments below, and I will be looking forward to read them. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm the one that loves cartoons, and you're the one that love it too.